Hello students, welcome to your history class. I'll be continuing the first chapter, chapter 1, A Changing Time. In the last class, I have explained till Reformation, so today I'll covering this topic. Our first topic for today is Industrial Revolution. By the 17th century, there is a rapid change in economy. In the second half of the century, England witnessed a new mode of production of good invention and of technologies with improved machineries produce goods at faster rate than the manual labor. This transformation from a manual mode of production to mechanized mode of production is called the industrial revolution. By the 17th century, there is a rapid change in economy, which we can see in England. England also witnessed a new mode of production of goods, invention of technologies which improved machineries produce good at faster rate. With the invention of machines, now they can produce the goods with faster rates. This transformation of a manual mode of production to mechanized mode of production is called industrial revolution. Our next topic is factor for growth of industrial revolution. Number 1, machine replace manual work. As the machine replace manual work, invention of machine replaced the manual work. There was a time as a machine saved the time and more production and goods were produced. Technologies was upgraded and there was a improvement in production. Thus, industrialization revolution began in England in the 18th century. Next point, as British deposit large amount of gold, coal and mine, and rapid industrialization required coal in large quantity. As British deposit large amount of coal and mines. So for the large quantities they required coal. This led a setup of coal mining industries. In place of human labor, use of steam and kinds of powders were started. In 1709, Abraham Darby established the first fire blast furnace, later produced cheap cast iron compared to expensive iron fire furnace, and also development of steam powder water pump for coal of mines in 1698, which made mining safer and more sufficient. Our next is George Stephenson. English pioneers, father of railway, use of locomotives in public railway. In the field of transportation, now the material could be bought from any parts of the world. Along with a series of inventions took place in England, which is revolutionized the textile industry. James Hargreaves invented spinning jenny in 1764. Another invention, 1769, Richard Arkwright. He invented spinning frame which was powered by water. This invention led to tremendous increase in the production of clothes. Another invention, Sir Humphrey Davis. Safety lamp provided for the miners who worked inside the miners for the safety of the workers. Next topic is impact of industrial revolution. The rapid invention during the 18th and 19th century led to the mechanization of different industries, result a great increase in industrial production and lots of changes in society for people to join families separated into nuclear families, and women also began to work and people were paid according to the amount of the work. The rapid invention during the 18th and 19th centuries led to the mechanization of different industries where the joint family were separated and now they began to live as a nuclear family. Even the woman also joined as a worker and they were paid according to the amount of their work. Next point, new economic system called capitalism came up. In this system, means of production were in private hand and the main aim was to generate more profit. Because of the two distinct class came up, the rich capitalists and the poor. overworked and underpaid workers emerged as a result of the Industrial Revolution. New economic system called capitalism came up. In this system, the production were in the hands of the private. Their main aim was to generate more profit. Because of this, two distinct classes came up: the rich capitalists and the poor, where the poor had to work, overwork and underpaid. Because of this reason, Industrial Revolution emerged. The third, the use of machine helped the cutting costs, as the manual work was much decreased, where the artisan and the factory workers not were not given much profit, so the worker gained little from the Industrial Revolution. The fourth point, the Industrial Revolution worsened the problem of child labor. The child were made to work in very bad condition in mills factories with little wages. This exposed them to disease, abuse, and industrial accidents. Many abandoned and poor children were sold off and as people trainees and severely punished when they tried to escape from there. Next point, Karl Marx and Friedrich Engels, two German thinkers, realized that industrialization could lead formation of two categories of people in society: rich and own property, and other who work for the property owner and are poor. Therefore, they thought of the way the proper would be done by all the benefit of buying and selling of goods could reach every individual, irrespective of social. This states is known as socialism and Marxism. Karl Marx and Friedrich Engels, two German thinkers, realized that industrialization could lead formation of two categories of people in society. One is rich and own properties owner who work, and for the and other was the worker who work for the owner and are very poor. Therefore, they thought that the proper would be done by benefited of buying and selling of goods, and it will be equally distributed to all the individuals irrespective of social status. This state is known as socialism or Marxism. Last point, the new source raw materials, new markets or finished products areas for investment of capitalism result in colonialism. Because of new source, new material and markets of finished goods, investment of capital result in colonization, as capitalism practiced by which a powerful nation maintain of extend control to other countries for purpose of exploiting its resources. Imperialism. By the 19th century, most of the Asian and African countries became colonies of the industrialization and capitalist nation of Europe. Because of the superior technology power, this led a political and economic control of a weak country by a powerful one. By the 19th century, most Asian and African countries become colonies and are industrialized and capitalist nation of Europe. Because of their superior technology power, it led to political and economic control of weak country by a powerful one. This is known as imperialism. In other words, imperialism involves systematic control of the territory, political system and economic life of a less powerful country by the powerful ones. Causes for a rise of imperialism. I will be discussing this topic in the next class. Thank you.